Something very interesting and rare happened in one of the games yesterday. This was in the super advanced students batch, and I'll let you have a look at this position. So, if you are black in this position, what move will you play here? So, you can pause the video and take some time and decide how you will continue as black. So, basically, you can see that black is winning, completely winning, because black is up by a piece, right? It's an extra piece, extra knight on the board, and there is an extra bishop also to take. So if you would like, you can take the bishop for free, and two pieces up should be winning. But then you would start thinking about this check, wouldn't you? Check, king moves, and not about it's not about taking that rook. That wouldn't be good because your queen would be out of play. You would think of rook d8 check. Is it checkmate? Queen check, king moves, rook d8 check. He can block with bishop, queen, or rook, but when you block with the bishop or rook, it will just be taken. And if queen d3, again you'll take it, right? You'll win the queen. So is that the right thing to do? You might probably think it is because it's almost mate. Queen check, king moves, rook check, and king can't go here, so you can only block. King cannot go here. Queen is there, so the only way is block, right? So Adrit also thought the same. Instead of taking the free piece, why don't I give checkmate to him, or why don't I pick up his queen with queen h1, king moves. So of course, if queen f1, then he would have exchanged, and it would be a simple win, right? So Pranav played king d2. Now, if you take the rook, yes, you will be in trouble because your king is stuck here. So rook d8 check. Game is over, right? Adrit was sitting back, relaxed because the game is done. He can block with bishop rook, but you will take queen blocks, you take the queen, and then take the bishop. So all completely, or take the rook. So all completely winning. But it's one of those rare situations where a check is answered by a counter check. A check to the black king. When the bishop moved, it's a check to the black king. And now the tables are turned. So you can't take the bishop because the king is in check. And Adrit blocked, but then he lost the queen and he lost the game. He basically collapsed in a few moves. There was still some fight left, but it was difficult to continue. Now, a counter check is not a very rare thing in chess. It's something that happens on a usual basis, I would say. So, what is unusual here is the reply by Adrit could have been a counter check. How do you do a counter check? So, basically, rook d8 is a check, bishop blocks is a counter check from the queen to the black king. And now, to reply to that check, black could give a counter check, a counter to the counter check. And that's a way to win because now it's a check. If queen takes, there is a black queen to take back. And if you move the king, then queen takes rook. And it's still winning for black, right? So that was a solution. Knight e4 it's like a very difficult move. I mean, there are only two options. I mean, other than moving the king, two options. But it's still difficult to see. It's not a usual thing to think about. So that is why it's important to train ourselves to all these like magical or unusual tactics, so that our mind is trained to see it when it happens on the board, however rare that situation is.